Hello Sag, welcome to your monthly chakra healing video for the month of June. We have a lot of things to talk about, so let me move the oracle card so we can get started. Okay, root chakra, King of Wands in reverse. Sacral chakra, you have the Chariot. Solar plexus, you have Death. Oh, Chariot in reverse. Solar plexus, you have Death upright. Heart chakra, you have the Eight of Wands and the Emperor. Third chakra, you have the Eight of Swords. Third eye, you have the High Priestess. And for your crown chakra, you have the Nine of Wands, the Two of Swords, and Temperance in reverse, which is your card. Okay, you got yourself in reverse quite a few times in here. We got to talk about that. Now, for your oracle cards, you have Inner Wisdom and Infinite Supply. Your planetary energies are Neptune and Aries. That's what's affecting you the most for this month, so please make sure you look at your transits. And you got Healer and Good Fortune, as well as balance career and home life, and take charge of this situation. So, what is going on with y'all? What's happening? Well, I will say a couple of things. First and foremost, everything that's been happening in the news socially is definitely affecting and impacting you guys in a way that you're kind of really struggling with dealing with it, because your sign is really about higher knowledge, exploration, truth, travel, explore, like all of these kind of things that are very much like an adventure. You guys are like a super adventurous sign, which is also why I'm not surprised you got Aries as one of your energies here, because Aries is also about the journey and they love a good adventure. You guys are really struggling dealing with everything right now because it's not really a journey. It's not really anything that you need to learn. It's not really anything that you need to that you're like internally excited about, because it's part of who you are as a person on the deeper level. This is something that it's putting you out of your element because you can't really be yourself during these times. There's nothing that you have to learn unless you're like not someone of color and need to do like, you know, anti-racism work. There's nothing that you have to, you know, really focus on or do during this time that will put you in a position where you need to, you know, you're kind of in your element. For those who are white or non of color, this situation has turned you upside down, because now you're doing research and trying to do more anti-racism work and looking at your values, looking what you do and holding a mirror up to yourself, and it's really questioning you a lot. So it's a two-sided coin for those Sagittariuses. You have Sagittariuses that are not able to be themselves truly right now in these times, and you have Sagittariuses that are having to do a deeper inner work and having to dig in, you know, deeper and do a lot of healing and educational work right now in order for them to kind of come back to being themselves. But that entire experience is not fun. It doesn't feel good. You guys don't not feel like yourself, and that's why your root chakra is not grounded for this particular month. The best way to really address that for this month is to really look at the work that you need to do, just personally. I feel like you out of most signs really need to do more self-care and self-love work this month, because it's just gonna feel really heavy. You're gonna feel out of place. So do the best that you can to still give yourself outlets where you can be yourself, where you can ground yourself in, and if you need to come back to your loves and your hobbies and the things that you love to do that. But you guys are gonna really struggle with this energy for this month. I 100% see it in just the reading. Sacral chakra, we have the Chariot in reverse. This is that Cancer energy in your sacral chakra. This upcoming eclipse, it's going to kind of turn you a little bit upside down, because your emotions are going to be a little bit everywhere. If you notice, you're getting a lot of, like, as far as the major arcanas goes, you're getting a lot of water energy in here. You got Death in your solar plexus, which is Scorpio energy. You have the Chariot in your sacral chakra, which is Cancer energy. The High Priestess, which is connected to Cancer and Pisces in tarot. So it's a very, very, very very emotional energy affecting you guys. You guys are very much highly intuitive. You're also sensitive to really anything, any pain, anything that's happening with your friends, anything that's happening with your family, anything that's happening with society. You guys are just a little bit more sensitive. You're a little bit more in pain from it. Especially because you guys study culture, you study people, you love these kind of things, and the fact that society and culture is upended right now, you guys can't really do anything with that, but you know, look at the sides and feel like shit about it and try to do things about it, but it still feels horrible. So you guys are really, really emotional right now. So please make sure you're practicing self-care. You guys do really need to self-nourish yourself this particular month, because you're not winning in this battle. You're really kind of feeling a lot of, and it's interesting because I did not expect this from you guys. As you know, being super sensitive this particular month, I did not expect it with you guys at all. But it's happening. It's something that really is affecting you guys, and it makes sense at the end of the day why it's happening to you guys as well, because it's just not you. It's just not you at all. With your solar plexus, you feel a change and a death and a transformation happening internally. And again, this goes back into your root chakra and what you've been grounded with yourself, at like to your core. If you had this idea of who you are, all of that is kind of just getting destroyed, and it's changing. Your perception is changing, your knowledge is changing, because you are a very knowledgeable sign and you're a mutable sign, a changeable sign. You guys are more easier to be changed by all the work that needs to be done, especially if you're a white person. You are more easily bendable to understanding other people's perspective, other cultures' perspective, other like group of people's perspective. You're more bendable to understanding your role in it. Like all of these things are really affecting you, and they're taking you internally to explore yourself. And so that there's a lot of death and releasing work that you're going to be doing this month in particular. Now in your heart chakra, we have the 8 of Wands and we have the Emperor energy, and this is that Aries energy. There's something about it in your chest that you want to kind of get through things a little bit faster. You want to master these issues, these problems within yourself faster. You want to be like, yeah, you know what, I see, because you guys pick up energy very fast. You pick up knowledge very quickly. You're not someone that has to be taught the same thing in different like formats, like how to do 2 + 2 and you got to add 1 + 4 and all these things. No, you're like, oh, math is that, boom, I got it down. I don't need any more examples. I know how to do it now. So you guys are kind of trying to rush things a little bit, especially in your heart. You want to master this. You want to progress. You want to evolve. You want to feel like you are an evolved for a person, and someone that's not bigoted, or somebody that's not just not bendable. Like at the end of the day, you guys are mutable, you guys are bendable, you guys are changeable, and you're changing very, very, very quickly, and you're also wanting to change very, very quickly is what your heart is telling me. You guys have this like fuel to do this month as well. For your throat chakra, you have the 8 of Swords, and this is going to be like a lot of restriction. If you're a non-personal color, if you're white, you're going to feel very restricted on what to say, how to help, what you can do, like feeling a little bit out of place, out of body kind of thing. If you are a person of color, you already feel restricted because of what society has done and the restrictions that it has implemented. And especially if you're someone that like has a job and you're working and you're making money, you're restricted in your place of work on how you can talk, what you can say. And if you are like the only person of color in that room and you're the only black person in that room, then people are going to kind of be looking at you in a certain way, and you're just going to feel like you have this kind of weird light on you. So be mindful of that. You're going to feel a little bit restricted on what you can say and how you can say it. Especially if you are someone that like your company actually tracks your social media and stuff like that. So just be mindful of that. There's other ways to support in ways that you can do things as well. For your third eye, you have the High Priestess. You see yourself coming back coming back into your own element of that knowledge, of that higher knowledge, of being connected intuitively and knowing what's right and wrong intuitively, and just being within, like, navigating through your third eye very, very easily. And this is where you're going to feel a little bit better about yourself. This is when you're going to feel like you're not stuck, you're not like traumatized, you're not, you know, upset. Like there's just like it's an elevation for you through this process that's gonna just evolve your senses and evolve your abilities and powers as well. With your crown chakra, you have the 9 of Wands, the 2 of Swords, and the Temperance. There's a part of you that is going to be really struggling with how you're evolving on a higher conscious level. And this really has to do with the traumas you're collecting from right now. Because again, I already told you guys, you're going to be very sensitive. So how is that translating to your sense of self, to your higher self, to how you connect with the divine, to how you connect with others as well, intuitively at the end of the day? Like, you're definitely going to come out of the situation alive and well. Like, I can see that. But then at the same time, there are some things you are feeling like this is a battle. Like, this is something that you are going to have to assess and break down. And it feels like you're battling, but almost like you're battling yourself. So it's kind of, it does have you turned upside down. There's certain things that you don't want to admit or address, certain realities that you don't want to see be true, but they are. So this is a very, very self-analyzing time for you, and it's something that's, it's not necessarily going to be super easy, but it is part of your journey. It's something that you have to do, including things about your subconscious mind, especially things that you've been blocked off. Things are going to be happening in your dreams. You're going to remember things that you have said and done in the past, that are just going to come to the light, and you're just going to be like, oh man, I'm just feeling a little bit, you know, stuck on this. I keep thinking about this moment. I keep, like, it's just going to be like a replay in your head. So be very mindful of that. Reiki and energy healing, meditation, affirmations are going to help you a lot this month. Sound healing as well. So if you need to like book a session with a healer that you trust, make sure you're doing that this month. You're going to particularly need extra assistance, extra help, and to just be for someone to just hold space for you. Now I have to address these cards right here. First of all, to take charge of the situation. You know you have to do this. This is part of your journey. You already know that you have to do this. Now you got good fortune and also balanced career and home life. So right now, because your home life, your sense of self, because that is really your home life, Sagittarius can live anywhere and be, you know, themselves. But your home life, which is you, is what needs to be in balance. As far as career goes, money and all that type of stuff, you guys are still the luckiest sign. I say it in every reading. So you're not going to have a problem with collecting coins, okay? I don't see a problem with that. Don't like worry about any of that. It's mainly about yourself, your sense of self, your ego, your willpower, that solar plexus is really about this death energy. If you guys need assistance releasing a lot of the stuff, work with Santa Muerta. She's amazing for death work because she is death. So that's a great, you know, great one to work with during these times. But it's really, this is a restructuring of your ego. And this is going to go down all the way to your inner, to like your inner child and everything. It's going to take you in. So just be mindful. You have a lot of work to do. But regardless, you are still reaping a lot of the benefits of who you are, and you are still the luckiest sign. You still have a lot of ways where the universe is just taking care of you, okay? And also, if you need to ask for someone to come your way in order to assist you with, especially with your healing work, do that. Ask and you shall receive, because you're always being supplied for, okay? So that is your reading for the month of June. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you can get notified every time I upload a video. And don't forget to check out the Patreon as well, because we're always learning and growing over there. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.